ODC here. Start off the stream. All right. How are all of you doing today? I'm going to get this box opened. And we'll go on from there. Hello, everyone. I just got this in the mail, which this actually worked out well with the timing. Maybe about an hour ago. Okay. Just checking. All right. Enough of the loud noises going on there. Okay, I'll wait for some people to trickle in, then we'll get started. I got some recent pickups to go over. I'm going to adjust my camera really quick and adjust my lighting a little bit so it's not too overblown with the bright lighting. How is everybody doing today? Hello and hello. YouTube has this new like top fan thing where you get like points. Wait a minute, what's going on, buddy? Hello. How are you doing, sir? Kind sir. Where you get like points for like commenting during a live stream, which is pretty kind of cool, I think. Because if you're doing like let's say you're doing like a live giveaway or something like that, you could use that as a tool to say who has like the most commented, whoever has the most comments wins the prize. So that could be something for a future giveaway. That would be pretty fun to do. I'm sure you guys have seen, for the most part, the kit bash that I did of Sightline, but I had to get another one of these guys just because they're a lot of fun. There's another. Doing well. Yeah, I was wondering what those comment points were. Yeah, they're just doing that as kind of like a fun little thing to have for live streams and stuff. So, sorry if I sound a little extra nasally today. I had to take my dog, my Great Dane, to the vet. He's like almost 11 years old. And he had this like massive, huge inflammation in his like left paw. Long story short, he had to get it biopsied. And when they cut into him, it like caused like this huge deterioration of his skin. So we had to take him back to the vet today. And when we got there, I'm pretty allergic to cats, like super allergic to cats. And there were like two cats in the vicinity. All I did was walk in the door, and oh my god, I couldn't breathe. Nothing. It was like instant allergy, all over again. So, but yeah, so that's why I sound the way I sound. So, still kind of recovering from that. I take a Zyrtec as soon as I got home, and now it's just finally starting to kick in. So, but no getting sick before vacation. No, I think it's just allergies. I've been really good. Like ever since, I want to say this, ever since I quit, like it's been now 2 years with no fast food at all. Like not even once off. No fast food and home cooked meals and washing my hands like all the time. Like I am obsessed with washing my hands. And especially at like my profession, I have to like wash my hands like constantly. So I'm like in the mode of always having like a hand sanitizer on me. Pretty much since COVID started, like I have not been sick. Like I rarely get sick now, which is pretty great because you're pretty much just 86ing bacteria out of your life. So I'm not like a germaphobe or anything, but it's just like one of those things where I'm like very self aware of like, oh, you did this thing, now wash your hands, you know. But anyway, I digress. So I picked up another one of these guys here as I bore you to death with my stupid backstory. But yeah, I'm going to Italy for like I think about a week, just over a week. So this will be my third time, Jen's first time in Italy. So, and we're actually going for while we're there, we're gonna be a part of my or go to my cousin's wedding. So I'm actually not Italian. I'm adopted. So I am not Italian whatsoever. But I've always grown up around Italian people because that's who I was. What kind of people adopted me. So, but anyway, got another ghost operator. Or, I don't know the technical term. I can't forget. Um, yeah, it should be nice, man. I'm really looking forward to the food because like I want to taste. I can't wait to be able to taste the difference in bread because they don't use like the preservatives and stuff that we do here with like our bread and like gluten and stuff like that. Like I'm not like a gluten fanatic. I'm not one of those people, but like I want to be able to taste the difference. Like I've made my own bread before and it does taste different, but I feel like over there from what I've heard, especially from family members, they tell me it's like completely different from visiting the States. They said the States bread tastes kind of weird. Um, so I'm excited about that. Last time I was in Italy, I was like 19. And then before that, I was like 5 years old. So the first time I don't really remember too much other than the gondola ride in Venice. But this time we're going to Rome, Florence. We're going to the town. I can't remember the name of the town. My mom will know, but it's the town where my mom grew up. And then we're going to Venice also. So should be a lot of fun. I don't like traveling. I did a lot of traveling when I was younger and kind of got annoyed with it, you know. Um, so I am more of like a stay in the States type dude, but I'm gonna try and make the best out of it. Um, I mostly just hate, the rigmarole of having to go through like security and airports and customs and all the shit that just takes all the time away from you actually being on vacation. Like if I could teleport to a location to another country, I would never bitch and moan. But it's the process of getting there that drives me absolutely nuts. And then having to sit on a flight for like 8 hours sucks. Anyway, we got some stuff to show. I got some Delta 17 stuff finally. Their website had some stuff on sale. I was gonna originally buy them from Big Bad Toy Store, but I was like, yeah, no, the prices are a bit too high for me on Big Bad Toy Store. So I was like, yeah, I'll skip that. And I just went to their direct site and they had some stuff on sale, some stuff that isn't available everywhere else, but is available on their website. And I picked those up. We'll go through that in a little bit. I'll get to recent pickups and all that fun stuff, and then we can all chat while we're doing this and have a good time. And you guys can let me know what you guys picked up recently. So I did pick up like another Ghost Operator. I think these are a lot of fun. They're pretty cool. I picked up another Iron Grenadier, which I'm hoping we get the more armored Iron Grenadiers from like Pursuit of Cobra. This is like more of the classic look, which is, I don't know, to me it seems like Destro's personal bodyguards as opposed to like an army builder. I never really saw the Iron Grenadiers as like army builder dudes that would be like on the battlefield. They look just too primp and proper for that, and he's very glossy, extremely glossy. So I have two of these guys now. So there's that. I'm sure that's nothing too crazy for you guys. Also picked up, Where? Oh, I picked up the Cobra Claw set. Where is my Cobra Claw? There it is. It's not gonna be able to fit in the camera, but there it is. There's the Cobra Claw. Um, it's okay. It's fine. It's adequate. It's a Cobra Claw. But I wanted to get at least one, just to have just one at least. She's pretty cool. I like her. She's fun. Comes with an Uzi, a pistol that hates staying in the holster, which I might get a different gun for her just because this thing falls out like constantly, which kind of blows. But she's got some unique pieces to her. I think this is the same vest that came with the sniper. I want to say the rig, and then this piece. I'm not sure if this is all new, but it looks pretty cool. Oh my god, this is not working. Let me bring my lighting in a little bit closer. It's probably trying to focus on that on my guy over there, but it's got this like new gauntlet piece right there, and she comes with alternate heads too. I just kind of went with this head because it kind of reminds me of the Cobra Air Trooper. If you guys remember those guys with the helmet, but she's pretty cool. She's fun. She's like on that Valkyrie body, I think, which I have that 2-pack coming finally. I found a really good deal on it. It was on sale, so I'll bring myself back in here. There we go. Me with hair all those years ago, back when that'smyface.com was a thing. I also picked up finally, you know what? I finally got a test shot from the Four Horsemen. And I was looking through their test shots because I got the email saying that, oh, our test shots there's going to be test shots available. And this is just the character. I do have all their accessories and stuff like that. But I always really liked this. I really like this character a lot. And you guys know I'm probably a bigger fan of the Cosmic Legions as opposed to the Mythic Legions. But I still like Mythic Legions. It's just I kind of slowed down on picking any of them up. But I got my first test shot, and it is that of Novian Lean. One of my favorites out of the Cosmic Legions toy line. So I picked up that test shot, and like I said, I have all the accessories and everything. I don't think I'm going to be doing a video of it. I might just post photos of it, and that's it, just to show if there's any differences between the test shot and the final release. But yeah, I think this is kind of like it's like a piece of action figure history to have. I've never owned any other test shot from any other toy line, so this was actually my first one. So, yeah, it was fortunate enough to get them. I'm not sure if they're still up for sale. They might be sold out by now, but that was also like a week ago. I want to say they went up. So, but that's the test shot. I'm trying to look around and see if I got anything else. I do have some DC Multiverse stuff that I picked up too. I'm looking around the room. All right, so we'll get to some more Joe stuff, which I actually just got this yesterday, which is the new Armored Cobra Commander. He came in the mail via Amazonian, which it's funny because I was supposed to get Monkey Wrench with him, and then they like delayed the shipment for some reason. I don't know why, but the shipment got delayed, and now Monkey Wrench isn't going to be here until the 16th, which is fine. It's not that big of a deal. I'm not like in a rush to get them. You guys know how I roll. I get them when I get them, and that's when I get them. Are you primarily collecting 1/12 scale figures now? No 1/18th. Well, I want to just say, like, no 1/18 scale figure has really grabbed me. So for me, it's like the Joy Toy stuff kind of fizzled out, and the only reason because of that was they've switched their focus to Warhammer. And then most of the other stuff that I was collecting from them that has been released that is newer is essentially just like repaints, reuses, stuff like that. I like unique stuff from each other. So I think that's why I kind of fizzled out from there. On top of that, I have really, you know, what it's not that I don't want 118 scale figures. It's like when I look at the market, other than Joy Toy, and I know Acid Rain has gotten a little bit better, and now they're doing 112 scale figures too. Acid Rain. Um, I look at like Haya Toys, and they're doing the Joe figures, but they're like super hard for people to get, and I don't own any of them, but um, they're essentially just copy and pastes of the classified figures. And I'm just like, well, I already have the classified version. Why would I invest 30 more or 30 or 25 or $30 into just a smaller version of that? That just seems kind of redundant to me. I don't know. But I have what I have from 118 scale and I enjoy it. I have found myself picking up retro figures in 118 scale recently. It's not that like I said, I don't have a love for them. I do. It's just that nothing has really sparked my interest. So, um, and I think the other thing is, it's not really a fault of 118 scale. You just don't simply get the amount of up close and personal detail and sculpt that you do with a 6-inch figure with certain things. Like I appreciate both. I appreciate the wonders that are like things like Joy Toy where you do pretty much get that almost same level. But I want to say that it's also there's something about a 112 scale figure that I feel like I don't know, it's just a little bit more fun to play around with in your hand. Like don't get me wrong, 118 scale figures are still fun, but it's being able to have like a larger piece in your hand while you're playing with it and you're articulating him or her or it. Um, um, I don't know, just comes off a little bit more enjoyable to me than a far smaller figure. I'm going way off on a rant tangent here. Sorry. But that's just my personal preference. Um, I would say obviously the market is heavily in favor of 112 scale, and it kind of has been for a while. If they started making like Joe figures, stuff like that, in more of a Joy Toy, but less money, kind of like what they're doing with the vintage, the Star Wars vintage line, um, vintage collection. Excuse me. If they were doing that and kind of going back and retooling things and giving people thigh swivels and ankle pivots and stuff like that. Like they started to with the Joe retro figures that were one or 4 inches with like Stalker. They gave him an all new body, stuff like that with thigh swivels. They started with it. They poked fun at it, and then they just kind of left it. So it's unfortunate, but I mean, they're all figures. They're all fun. Nothing has really just grabbed me. So, which is unfortunate because I would love to. You guys, I have a bunch of 118 scale figures, stuff like that. But anyway, here's the classified Fred Armor, as I like to think of him, not Cobra Commander, impersonator Cobra Commander. Anyway, but yeah, I don't know. I might try and find a Fred head for him, and that would be pretty fun. I thought that would have been a nice touch, and I was like, oh, they're going to include an extra head, and I thought it was going to be a Fred head, but no, it's just like the same head almost, just with snake eyes. Not Snake Eyes the character, but you get what I'm saying. Like actual hiss hiss, bite bite, slither slither, snake eyes. So there's that. I got him. I'll leave him in the background there, and then I picked up. I'm actually shocked. I actually got a shipment from Walmart, and it wasn't canceled. I'm actually shocked here. I am beside myself. But I got the Night Force Quick Kick and Beachhead 2-pack in the mail yesterday, which I wasn't actually expecting it to process and then ship when it did, but it did. And I don't know. It's pretty much just like a repaint, reuse pack, but I feel like it looks really good. I really like Beachhead. I think this is like what, version 3 technically, harkening back to version 3 Beachhead. And then Quick Kick is kind of like I don't know, it's just more of a modern look for him, more of a tactical look, which I think makes sense over him being barefoot and shirtless. Never really liked the fact that he was barefoot and shirtless, other than, it works in like training settings and stuff like that, maybe in a hotter environment, but to have him on a battlefield with no shoes on, no shirt of any kind, like it just doesn't make sense to me. So this is a far better version. It's reusing I think the low light legs slash steel core legs, which I really like. It's really reusing I believe the nunchuck belt. Same backpack as the original Quick Kick, but it's also reusing the chest rig from Grunt with the pull down, what we'll call it, little data pad. And then reusing Dusty's FAMAS. So there you go with that. But he looks cool. I like this head for him too, with the kind of, because it's supposed to be Night Force, so it just makes sense to have him like that. And I think this will be the one that I use when he's actually in battle. I think it just makes more sense. It's interesting that they added Quick Kick to Night Force. This is a great looking set. Yeah, I really do like this set quite a bit. It is kind of weird that they made Beachhead a lefty. That's kind of weird. But not a big deal. Pretty much all a reuse from the retro Beachhead, other than the bandolier Merce right here. That's from I think the retro Snake Eyes on the retro card. Backpack is the same. The rig looks like it's retooled from Stalker. Knife is the same as Stalker. Sidearm and Hush Puppy are also the same as Stalker. Boot knife is actually a K-bar, which is nice. Pretty cool there. Not a big fan of boot knives, just because they get in the way, they flop around, and they are cumbersome, and that would just be annoying to have a knife flopping around on your boot. So, but really like this sniper rifle. Very well done. And it does have a removable mag, but really nice rifle. I do like that quite a bit. So there's that. I really like Beachhead. I like both of these figures. So there's that. So those are the 3 most recent pickups. Like I said, I do have some DC Multiverse stuff, but we'll get to the Multiverse stuff in a little bit. Let's get to the story at hand here, because we're about 25 minutes in. Like I said, I do have some Delta 17 stuff, which is funny that Woodman, you should bring up 1/18 scale figures because I do have some right here, and they are all 1/18 scale, and I have 5 of them. The first one that we've got is Shepherd. I don't know if I'm gonna have enough room on my camera here. Let's back up a little bit, tilt that up, and hopefully we can get everybody in frame. So the first one is Shepherd. We're gonna open all of these. We're gonna talk about them, hang out with them. You guys can tell me what you guys think, and I'll tell you what I think. Next up is the Delta Squad Infantry. Ooh, oh my God. Sorry, I've been up since 5 in the morning, so if I yawn a little bit, it's nothing personal, bro. Yeah, I don't know if this is going to stand. Oh no, it's not going to stand. I'm not going to stand for this. I haven't pulled the trigger on these Delta Force figs yet. Well, maybe this will help you make up your mind, you know? It might. So, Delta Infantry, Preacher. No, sorry. That's friggin', what's his name? Shepherd. Sorry, not Preacher. But it's funny we bring up Preacher because Preacher's next. There we go. There is Preacher. Sorry, there's a lot of glare, but there won't be in shortly. So there's that. And next up, we've got Cock-a-doodle-doo, Dooski, Ned Flanders the Rooster. I don't know why I'm saying Ned Flanders. And then finally, oh my God, this one's actually got a damaged card. Like the card's flopping about from the back. It's not attached. But this is the one I was really looking forward to, is Leonidas. See that? Like, it's not me. The glue definitely was not sealed. So that sucks, kind of. I mean, I was considering opening him, you know. But now he's gonna be opened. But this guy's pretty cool. I always like stuff like this. You know, he's kind of a cross between, oh my God, Mutt Junkyard, Rock and Roll, and Alpine. You know, that's what I get from it. Maybe I'm off on that one, but yeah, pretty cool. He's got like a dog on his backpack. That must be a small dog. I mean, it looks like kind of like a rot. You know, that must be a puppy then, if it's sitting on his backpack. But it looks pretty cool. There you go, right there. I was actually considering keeping this guy MOC, but because I wanted to get another one, but he's an opener now, so that's unfortunate. But there you go. There is all 5 that I got right there, and we're gonna open them. Let me know which one you guys want to see first, and I will open said figure first, and we'll go on from there. But oh God, there it goes. Did I get them at Big Bad Toy Store? No. I got them from the Delta 17 website. Go on there. They have more product available than Big Bad Toy Store does, and they're cheaper. So, I believe it is. Oh, look. No. Jason Chapman will be very, very pleased. No onion babies. See those onion babies? None of them. Not a one of them. But yeah, go to delta17toys.com and they should have all the product there. All right, you want to see Rooster first? That's this guy right here. Yeah, here comes the rooster. You know, had to do that. All right, so Rooster, let's get to his file card on the back. He is 32 years of age. His name is Eric Warcloud. He is a corporal. He is from Sewanee, New York. Sewanee. I don't know what that says. I have no idea. I'm sorry. I'm from Buffalo, New York, and I have never seen this in my life. So, yeah, originally from Buffalo, but I've never heard of this area. So, maybe it is a thing that exists. I don't know, but that's cool. Maybe he's like close to Buffalo. I do the hell if I know. But maybe somebody in the comments can let me know what the proper pronunciation of that is. Because I am just tried to say it and it's Bushered. I can't even talk. I'm just going to shut up. Nicknamed Rooster by his colleagues for his iconic haircut, which he wears as a hat tip. A hat tip? What the hell does that mean? To his Native American heritage. Oh, a hat tip, like you're tipping your hat. Okay, all right, got it. There we go. Brain started working again. And his iconic silent nature. Rooster rarely speaks, but when he does, you best listen. You best listen. I better do this in one of them voices then. All right, now. As a young teenager, Rooster was sent on a spirit quest to enter manhood. 2 years later, he sent a postcard from Iraq. He had walked so far and lived off the land so long that he didn't want to go back. Instead, he joined the army and joined the Rangers. Now that's cool. Rooster was famous in his town for long walks in the bush and would often return weeks later with enough smoke game to feed many people in his village. That's pretty cool right there. That right there, right there. You know, that right there. I thought that we gonna read it. Oh no, this ain't Dusty. This is Doot 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 right here. Okay, my name Doot Doot. My cousin Doot 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 is and Dusty. I know Dusty. So my cousin Doot 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 knows Dusty Rhodes' cousin, and his name is Doot Diddly Doot Doot. But my name's Doot Doot. Okay, that's why we're gonna read this together. All right. Anyway, back to the story at hand here. Toy features comes equipped with a dual pack system. Radio portion can be detached from the larger pack and worn on its own. Okay? Detach the radio headset. All right, now let's open up Mr. Rooster Cockadoodly Dooski. All right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're going to open it. Oh, I done already fucked the card up. Oh, Lord have mercy. All right, so when you open it, it's kind of got the clamshell situational going on there. I'm going to keep the card. And then we got some tape right there, which I got to cut open. I cut it open now. You farting around now. Flip flop farting around. There we go. We do. All right, we got that right there. What's this right here? That's radio piece or some shit. Got another radio antenna. Another radio antenna. I got two Nair Nutter radio antennas. Oh shit! Did I just drop that? Okay, there we go. And then we got the backpack right there. All right. What I miss? Well, you missed. I'm opening up Rooster right now, there, Andy. And for some reason, I'm doing this voice. I don't know why.
This is the ODC. He taking a break. This is cousin Doot. All right, or Doot. Sorry, Doot is my cousin. But yeah, okay, I'm just gonna shut up now. All right, we're gonna put that back right there. We're gonna put that down right there. That right there. We're gonna pick Rooster up now. He's gonna go cockily doodly doo. We'll put that over there. We're not getting shit in the way. Got comes with a display stand right there. Okay, I'm gonna get my camera up in here now. Acting a fool now. Starting to smell like Badussi up in here. All right, anyway. We got Delta 17 embossed into that stand right there. Okay? All right. And then on the back it says made in China. I ain't never heard of that. China? What's China? Like a chin up? I don't know. Chin down. West side. Okay. All right, and we got the figure right here. That right there. Okay? We'll get to him in a second. We're going to go back to that. We got 2 antennae. Okay? 2 antennae for your ass. There's 2 of them. And they are identical. Okay. And then we got this little piece right here. I don't know what the hell this do. This must be some sort of one of them wind-up radios. You know, when you wind them up and then they start working. Maybe that's that. I don't know. We're going to get to it. And then we got this right here. This is the backpack. It's got a little comms pack right there. Okay. And then we've got, for some reason, I've turned into an English bloke. Oh, God. English accent is bloody atrocious, you pick. Anyway. Looks like a scar to me. Kind of a stub scar with a short barrel. But nice sculpt overall. The figure itself, like I said, he does have different articulation from your typical 1/18 scale figure. If I am correct here, I believe do they have swivels in their wrist? I thought they did. Maybe they don't. It looks like they do. Maybe they don't. Oh, so it's your typical kind of like O-ring situation going on there. You got your single jointed knee. You have a O-ring. You've got your swivels hinge at the shoulder. You got a hinge here. You got a swivel here at the bicep. And then you got your little handy. Oh, there we go. The hands do swivel. So that's kind of like the updated, modern. I thought they swiveled. I was pretty confident that they did. So there you go. He looks pretty cool. I like this guy. He's got a little knife sculpted on his back there. Looks pretty nice. A little gun sculpted too. Her sidearm piece. No swivel at the boot or anything like that. That would be kind of, pretty cool if they did that. But no. He does have a peg hole in the back. You just plug his backpack in. It does sit nice and flush and deep in there. And then we'll connect the antenna. I'm assuming that they included 2 antennae. Just because they figure, people are going to lose one of these antenna. And we all know the stories of G.I. Joe and radio antenna, Falcon looking at you, and many others that have lost antenna over the years. So there you go with that. Okay. And then this piece, I am assuming it goes, maybe it's like a phone. I think it's a phone. So you can call mama. I gotta call my mom. I'm scared. Anyway. And then we've got his display stand, which has one peg for the peg hole on his foot, and it fits in really smooth. Like, not too smooth, but schmoove, you know? Not schmoove, but move the schmoove. Anyway. And then the rifle, which we can fit into his hand here. And the hand is a pliable plastic. So we all know the horror stories of hand snapping and breaking, but I want you to see this specifically. Watch his hand and watch how it flexes. See it move a little bit? Because this is more of a pliable plastic. It's not like a hard, super hard plastic that we grew up with in the 80s and 90s. So it does flex and it is a little bit more malleable. So you don't have to worry about hand breakage. You can actually get him to two-hand the gun. Oh my God, what a concept. He can shoulder his rifle. I'm shocked. How many vintage figures can't do that, you know? So, but obviously this came out, 22 years later or something like that. So you do have a little bit of an extra accessory, but it is for safekeeping in case that one breaks or falls out and gets lost, which it doesn't because it's pretty tight in there. So, but there is Rooster. Let me get up close with Rooster so you guys can see him fully decked out. I like the camo pattern on him. Looks pretty fun. The pockets on the back of the backpack. There you go. Pretty fun. So there's Rooster. Any questions about Rooster? His hands fragile feeling like the broken thumb syndrome. Yeah. Hopefully that answered your question, Woodman. Because, yeah, no. The hands feel solid. Super sturdy. So that is a plus. I have to blow my nose and I'm going to mute so you don't have to hear that. And I also sound like an elephant when I blow my nose. So I'll save you that. Okay, and I'm back. Yeah, hopefully that helps with the decision making process. Kiwi, what's going on, buddy? Hey there, everyone. How's it going? Going well. We're just kind of hanging out, talking about some Delta 17, G.I. Joe Classified, just random pickups and stuff like that. How are you doing today? Smash that like button. Yes, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Smash that like button. It only takes a second to do, and it is free. It's free. It's free. All right, so what would you guys like to see next? Which one? We've got the Delta 17 Troop Builder. We've got Shepard. We've got... Wait, is that Shepard? That's Shepard. That's Leonidas. And that is... What's his name again? I can't think of his damn name. Preacher. There we go. Leo? All right, we'll do some Leo next. We'll do Leonidas. All right. There we go. Whoa, all the stuff's coming out. Oh, your stuff is falling out, Billy. Okay. That's very interesting that I just noticed. I'm good. I'm going on holiday tomorrow, heading to Fiji. That's awesome, dude. What a coincidence. I'm actually going to Italy tomorrow. So, hey, I hope you have a safe trip, Kiwi. And enjoy Fiji. It's probably gonna be beautiful there. How long, if you don't mind me asking, how long is your flight to Fiji?
I'm just curious. All right, so here we have Leonidas. Oh, thank you, Kiwi. I appreciate that, bud. Yeah, you have a safe trip as well, and yeah, man, definitely enjoy Fiji. It's going to be gorgeous. But yeah, here we go. We've got Leonidas. I love the little like climbing shorts, the cargo shorts. Say what you want about cargo shorts, but they are some of the most comfortable shorts to wear. And they serve a purpose. How much gum can you fit in your pocket? Anyway. It says hang loose on his shirt, giving homage to rock and roll. Maybe 4 hours. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. That's not bad at all. So from really quick sidebar. I live in South Carolina now. I'm originally from Buffalo, New York, but I live in South Carolina now. We have to fly to Philly, and then it's 6 hours. I think it's like six and a half hours to Italy. That's where I'm going. I'm going to Italy, and but yeah, so it's still not the worst thing. I don't. My knees and my back. I played too many sports, so like it's all caught up with me. So if like I sit too long, my knees just hate me. They get like tense and tight and stiff, and like it's not fun. They start to ache. So, and then my lower back, I got sciatic, so you know how that goes. I hate sciatic nerves. Charge up the iPad for that long flight. Yeah, I definitely will. But yeah, looking forward to, like I said, landing and everything. I am all for being there, but good Lord, the flight. Anyway, stop bitching about the flight. So it looks like we have this is pretty cool. So originally, I'm so stupid. I thought this was like a drum magazine. It's a dog bowl, which is pretty awesome. I love this even more now that he has a friggin' dog bowl that you can attach to his backpack. Right on that little groove right there. See the groove on the back? Groove right there. And we're just going to line that up. Terry, what's up, man? What's up? We got a Indian here. We got Kiwi in here. We've got Terry in here. We've got Woodman in here. We've got Double T. T-dubs. And that's a really nice tight fitment too. Like, I'll give it the shake test. It's not coming off, I promise you. That is a really well-engineered, well-thought-out backpack accessory. That's pretty cool. And we got the little doggy. He's got 1 ear up, 1 ear down. Who made these again? Delta 17. Delta 17 made these at delta17toys.com. You check them out. I am not sponsored. I did not, but I actually purchased these. So free plug for them. And we're going to put the doggy on here. He's got 2 little peg holes. He doesn't have 2 little pegs, but he has 2 little peg holes. And we're going to plug them right in there. There we go. There's 1. And there's 2. And he just sits on the backpack like that. How fun is that? It's just fun little stuff. And he just plugs right into the back and he sits on his backpack. This is so fun. I love it. And then he comes with a M4 or an AR, whatever the hell you want to call it. No removable magazine, which I don't think you need it. Not for this scale. I think removable magazines are not meant for
1/18 scale. It's not necessary. But just like I said, Rooster, he does have the wrist swivels. Everything else is essentially the same as a 1/18 scale vintage figure, other than the wrist swivels. We still have that kind of ball jointed head. But there you go. And then we also do have the Delta 17 base, which there's the foot. And there's the clan. Sorry, I had to do that. But there's an up close look at him. I think it looks great. This was the figure I was really looking forward to the most, I think. Just so much personality and character in this figure. You know? All right, so there's Leonidas. And who would you like to see next? Would you like to see the Army Builder, Preacher, or what the hell's his name? Shepherd. I can't remember anybody's name. Are those tats on his arm? Yeah. So we've got looks to be like a tiger or a tiger, a lion over here. We've got some like almost like tribal tattoos over here. And then looks to be like excuse me. Like maybe like a koi fish or something on that side. A&D wants to see Shepherd next. Okay. Another one of the ones I was looking forward to the most. Especially because he is a sniper. He is the Delta 17 marksman. And I just realized I didn't show friggin' Leonidas' file card. I'm so sorry. Hold on. Let me backtrack for a second and we'll get to Shepherd. Leonidas, here is his file card, his full file card. Name, Leonard Johnston. He is a warrant officer, AIC under Shepherd. He is from Gimli, Manitoba, which is in Canada, I believe, yes. Manitoba. This is Winnipeg. So he's a Winnie Peggy. Joining the Canadian Army right out of high school, Leonidas soon volunteered for the selection process with Canada's premier special forces unit, JTF2. After several tours in multiple theaters, his attitude began to soar. Leonidas loves soldiering and hates the bureaucracy or the bureaucratic nature of the Army. Delta 17 affords him the freedom of a casual attire, laid-back attitude, and the ability to bring his pet with him everywhere, including the battlefield, provided that the mission objectives are not hindered. Regardless of his unique and relaxed nature, his instincts and passion as a soldier remain sharp. He is highly respected as a cornerstone member of Delta 17. When all evil is vanquished, I'll buy myself a boat, write that fiction novel, and work on the ultimate tan, bro. I ended the bro in. Toy features: puppy attaches to backpack, and dog bowl attaches to backpack. So there you go. There is Leonidas, and he is 36 years old. Starting to notice a theme here. Rooster was 32. Leonidas is 36. Let's see how old Shepherd is. Oh, Shepherd's a little bit younger. So we got Shepherd here. He is 27. He is the Delta 17 marksman. His name is Clive Williams. He's from Chicago, Illinois, and he is a corporal. Okay. So we got a warrant officer, a corporal, and another corporal in Rooster. Okay. Preacher is a kind and loving soul, but don't mistake his good nature for weakness. Oh boy, that sounds like me. Preacher gets his nickname from a missionary stint in the Congo. Oh, Gahega. Sorry, I had to reference Congo, the movie there. While assisting the construction of an orphanage when it came under attack, he quickly acquired an AK off of a rebel and destroyed the entire rebel squad single-handedly. He even sends part of his pay over to the orphanage so they can afford armed security. Pretty nice of him. Preacher never abandoned his faith. He simply chose to refine it, changing career paths. And he joined the Marines and went on to become a member of the Marine Forces Reconnaissance Unit, specialized as marksman sniper, aka spotter sniper. Toy features comes with a MRAD sniper rifle, a low-tech M4 with close range encounters. MRAD features removable bipod, and both rifles can be clipped onto the backpack for easy storage. Pretty cool. So we'll open up Preacher here, which, like I said, I'm looking forward to. Let me help myself here. There we go. Here comes Shepherd. He is the shepherd of his group. Don't know what I'm saying. Keep those file cards, man. All right, there's the bipod. Backpack. Low-tech. MRAD. Cool. It's pretty much the same rifle that... This is kind of weird how things are working out today. You know? But cool at the same time. Oh, God, there it goes. Oh, get over there. Display stand. So this is essentially pretty much the same rifle that came with Beachhead. Look at that. How weird is that? Isn't that like a funny coincidence? It's the same rifle. Isn't that such a coincidence? That's so funny. Like, out of all the rifles, I just thought it's a cool coincidence. I don't have a problem with it. It's just cool. Then here is the low-tech M4. Here's the bipod. El Bipodo. Backpack. And figure. There's True Preacher. I like him. It looks pretty cool. Like I said, he does have the wrist swivels. All that fun jazz there. That wrist does not seem like it wants to move all that well. It's kind of like stuck. But yeah, there's an up-close look at him. The booties. Isn't that kind of funny, though? He's got boots with little pockets on it. Now, this is getting kind of weird. A little weird now. He's got boots with little clasps on it. It almost looks like little pockets, but they're not. Isn't that funny, though? How it sticks out, too? Look at that. Isn't that weird? That's kind of weird. That's kind of weird. All right, so we'll get his backpack on here. Ka-chow. And then actually, let's get the bipod on first. And see how well the bipod clips on here. Oh yeah, that went on real easy. And you always want to have your bipod. Well, I mean, sometimes on certain rifles you push it back, but on a sniper, you want these things out of the way. You do not want these things bumping into your hand or getting in the way. So you always want to have your bipod facing towards the barrel. So there you go with that. And then he can hold both his rifles. No issues. No issues. Like I said, pliable plastic for the hand. So they're not a traditional chintzy, crappy, gonna snap in half hand, you know? So there's that to point out. And like I said, he can, let's see if we can get him to two-hand his rifle here. Let's see if we can do it. I'm pretty sure he can do it. Oh, yeah. He can do it. Old figures cannot do that. Okay. Just something to point out. There we go. Just pointing it out. So there's that. Now let's get his other rifle in his hand, and we'll attach this to his backpack. Right? Is that the one that's supposed to fit? I wonder if this is... Yeah, it's specific, I think. No? Is that not? No, that does not fit in there. Oops. Throwing shit all over the place. All right. Like that. Maybe? It's got to be it. Maybe it wants to go down further. Like that. That is really high up there. But I guess it works. No, that doesn't seem right. I don't like that. I do not like it. Maybe, no. It's definitely supposed to go like this. And then kind of pop in place. I don't like stressing that because this is a hard plastic. So we'll just go with that for now. How about that? All right. And then the sniper rifle. Let's get that into his hand. Oh, yeah. It's a smooth fit, man. And, like, you can have it with the rifle so long. It's like a double 50 cal. So there you go with that. And then let's see if we can get him to two-hand his sniper rifle. Wouldn't that be something? If he could do that. I might have to move that up a little bit. Let's see if we can do that. It's not looking so good. I got to really move this wrist. There we go. Now it released. And can you? Will you? Yes, he can. Kind of. Kind of wants to really just rest in the hand. There we go. And it's kind of sitting funky, but not the best there. But we can have him kind of like this. How's that? That's probably how I'll have him. And then this. Get yourself in there. I don't want to snap this thing. Is it supposed to go in that one? I don't think it. I think that's for the sniper rifle. Pretty sure. All right, so there is Preacher. What do you guys think of Preacher? Are they the same thing as vintage or modern Joes? These are definitely vintage. All the way. I'll grab a vintage figure because here's a modern Joe. And they're not the same. Modern Joe's taller. Let me go get a vintage Joe for you guys. General Flag Jr. will be our little tested. Now, this is an actual figure from my childhood that has survived. I've had this guy. My dad bought me this guy so long ago. And I don't know why, but I thought his bomber jacket, the hat, the rifle, everything he came with, I just thought this was like one of the coolest Joes that no one ever talks about. So there's your comparison with a modern Joe, and there's a vintage. So he's definitely, if he was on a stand, he'd be right in perfect scale with them. So if you want these guys with your vintage stuff, you could do it. Make your own new sub team, all new recruits or whatever. But there you go. Perfect scale for vintage Joes. And this is also the original O-ring with this guy. And like no wobbly leg. I took really good care of this dude. So, but yeah, I love this figure. I think he came in a variant with like a black jacket, I want to say, maybe, at one point. I would love to get a, a classified figure of him. That'd be great down the road. He came with this like missile launcher thing. I actually my dad got me that when we went to the Adirondack Mountains and we went camping. A lot of fun. Did a lot of like adventures with him. And they actually had like this small little like camping place with like cabins and stuff like that. And you went into the gift shop and it was kind of like a general store. And they had like a rack, rotating rack of comics, and then a rotating rack of like just all G.I. Joes randomly. So I got him, and they were like $1 a piece back then. So I got him, General Flag Jr. I got, which was perfect scenario, which was Battle Corps Bazooka, where he looks like he's going fishing. And who else did I get? Bulletproof. Who else was there? I'm trying to think. Oh, it was I think the second or third version of Major Blood. And then there was, what else was there? It was like mostly 90s stuff, but there was also Sneak Peek was there. I got another sneak peek because I always liked that figure as a kid. And then there was also Crazy Legs again. So wherever I saw Crazy Legs, I always bought them. I always really liked Crazy Legs. Okay, so who should we do last? Or next, I mean. Not last, but next. I am just giving out friggin' stories up the wazoo today. You shall choose. Would you like the Trooper or who's this again? Shepherd. So Shepherd or the Trooper. Yeah, it definitely looks like a really nice figure. Shepherd? Okay. We'll save the Elite Trooper for last then. All right. So, Mr. Shepherd is the oldest out of the crew. He is age 43. He is the Delta 17 squad leader. He's the vet. Name is James Washburn. Birthplace, Philadelphia, PA. He is a second lieutenant. As the field commander of Delta 17, Shepherd doesn't flinch when the bombs start dropping and the bullets start a-flying. That's the moment when he feels the most at one with himself. He's seasoned but not cynical, hardened but approachable. I almost said not approachable. He's seasoned but not cynical. He's hardened but approachable. Has high expectations but is fair. Sounds like my boss actually. Has high expectations but's fair. Shepard's whole adult life has been about the military, joining the army at the age of 18 and soon transferring to the Rangers. His last posting was I can't read. Good Lord. His last posting was as a member of the U.S. Army Delta Force. Wonder if he fought with Chuck Norris. Being personally selected to lead Delta 17, Shepard is brave, bold, and task-oriented. He's exactly as a field commander should be, and then some. Toy features, removable helmet, pretty cool. Removable, reversible night vision goggles, and stowable shotgun. Clips on the back. Okay. So there you go. Sorry for my terrible reading. Sometimes I like to think I'm partially dyslexic because I like that, my ADHD. Oh my Lord. Sometimes I like read ahead of things and then I miss a word when I'm reading. All right, so there we go. I gotta say is I would have liked, and I think this could have been, a cool thing to add in, especially for collectors, is to have a resealable card and not just your typical glued on blister. That I would have liked to see. So we got Shepard, we got Preacher, we got Leonidas, and we got Rooster thus far. I think keeping things collector friendly, especially for something that is kind of like a specialty item, makes a lot of sense. So just his arms, so they are of proper sort. We'll set him there. And they stand fine without the stands too. So the first rifle that we have has 2 sights on it, which is... This is like a mid-range sight, and that's more of like a close range. Seems kind of redundant a little bit. But it's not that I haven't seen that before. So, but looks like an AR of some sort with an adjustable stock. And it does have another magazine attached to a magazines for quick reloads. So there's that. Sorry, you're way out of focus there. All right, next up he comes with I think this is a KSG 9 shotgun. And it has 3 portholes or it doesn't have portholes, but it has the original has 3 shotgun portholes. There you go. We've all seen this before. And then we've got his backpack. Just like black plastic for that. And then we've got a helmet with a porthole. And the night vision goggles. And I believe the night vision goggles are not on a hinge. They are just kind of sculpted with a hinge there. But they just kind of attach onto the helmet like that. Or if you want them out of the way, you can do this if you want to. So you can have them out of the way, have them up there. There is the helmet on. Let's see how well this helmet stays on the head. Shake test. Not coming off. Pretty tight fit. And then this is what it looks like with the goggles down. Oops. There we go. Lines up pretty well with the eyes, where the eyes are supposed to be for the most part. It's a little bit crooked, but we can fix that with better pluggage. There we go. Let's plug it. That's better. What do you guys think? Reading is fundamental. Rush reading everything. Yeah, same thing. Same thing, Woodman. All right, so it says we could attach this to the backpack, the shotgun. But I think the shotgun's so unique that I'm going to attach the rifle to the backpack. It doesn't really want to go. That kind of wants to fall off. It definitely has grooves in the backpack, if you can see that. There we go. It's like almost wants to grab it, and then when it grabs it, it kind of pushes it back out. Maybe it's supposed to go like that, further down maybe, or like this. Are they O-ring or ball socket? They are O-ring. They are definitely O-ring. Yeah, the plugging into the backpack it's I don't know if I'm doing it wrong. Somebody can let me know in the comments below. But like I can get it in there, but it doesn't like to stay. But we'll plug that into his back. For now, it's staying, but can't guarantee that if he takes a dive, that the thing's not going to go flying, springing off into the nothingness realm. There you go with that. He's got his rifle. And he can hold that just fine. And we'll get his goggles out of the way. Like I say, if you don't like the helmet, you can take the helmet off. But it does sit really flush and well with especially the earmuffs or whatever you want to call those. And then as far as the body goes, he's got like some shotgun shells right here. Got some flares or some glow sticks. Sidearm. So he's a lefty. Pretty cool. Let me get this gun out of his hand. And then there's the tack vest. Oh, there goes the shotgun. And there goes Leonidas. All right. So there you go. With these, where is his display stand? Oh, still in the package. Stupid. You stupid, stupid. All right, there's that. I'm bumping into everything because my stupid hands just hit everything. I think we'll take this out. I like him having the shotgun. I don't know why. I just do. It just do. It just do. All right, so he's the leader. And oh, that was the other thing. I got Star Convoy. I don't know if I said that in the last video. We'll put him over there. And Cobra Commander's falling all over the place. I did get Star Convoy. Like I said, I don't know if I revealed that. And then I have some Big Bad Toy Store stuff, which I decided to pick up off of them just because it was a little bit easier. Amazon was kind of acting funky for a little bit there. All All right, and we'll get to the last piece. What do you guys think of Shepard? Pretty cool. Let's get him opened. It's the last one. Then the fun ends. I'm just joking. Let's see. I need a. It's weird. Some of the other ones had tape holding the clamshell together, and other ones definitely did not. I'm like on the Swivelverse. Yeah, it makes a huge difference. Like a humongous difference. So that is a plus on their part. Feel like they could do better packaging though. That would be a gripe I have. All right, so we got a bazooka, we got a gas mask, his rocket launcher. We've got what looks to be a G36. If my freaking camera will focus, there we go. G36. He also comes with 4 rockets. There's a one. I think this guy comes with a lot of stuff. Kniff. Looks like a K-bar. Actually comes with 3 rockets, a K-bar knife, a G36, a mask, a stand, and last but not least, a backpack. Let's see what Woodman said. I checked the website and they show the weapons on the backpacks muzzle up and down. Weird that they don't fit right. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I'll have to play around with them. I just don't want to snap one of the tabs or arms on those, you know. All right, last piece. We've got the Delta Squad Delta 17 infantry trooper. I feel like this guy could have been his own character. Oh my god. Big yawn. I got a vape to wake up. Okay. Delta Squad infantry troopers are selected from Tier 1 and Tier 2 special operations units from all branches of the military. Some members are brought in from international special operations units to assist Delta 17 on select missions. Delta Squad is a standby. Delta Squad is a standby unit consisting of 100 active members. Hundreds more have been fully trained but reside in their regular units until needed. Positioned across the globe in small units, Delta Squad is able to mobilize on short notice and assist Delta 17 when required. Members are cross-trained in the following: advanced combat training, escape/evasion, survival skills, anti-terrorist maneuvers, and maintaining a high level of physical fitness. Toy features: detachable gas mask that stows in the backpack. Pretty cool. G36 rifle, the Law rocket launcher, 3 missiles for the launcher, a K-bar knife stows on the backpack, Delta Squad toys are available in either A or B versions. A is a lighter skinned and B is a darker skin tone. Apparently, I have the A version. Okay, and there you go. There's the read up. That is my Reading Rainbow segment of the year. You will not get it for the rest of the year. Anyway. So he's got the figure here. We'll do this in reverse this time. Take a look at the figure. There you go there. There's the back. And we'll go through full articulation here because I didn't really do it with the rest of them because they're all kind of the same. So I figure I'd save it for the end. Head can swivel left to right. You might be able to get different range of motions out of other figures that don't have as much bulk as him, but just to point that out. Head can look up about that far. There's neutral. So, and there's down. And can't really tilt side to side, but it can swivel side to side. Arms go up, down, full 360 rotation if you needed to, not that you would. Single bend at the elbow, swivel at the elbow, swivel at the wrist. He does have that articulation in the waist. I'm starting to think if this is... No, it's definitely an O-ring. Yep. I just saw it. But you can swivel, hold it, swivel, hold it. Legs can go forward, kind of. It's kind of hindered on that side, but the other leg can get forward all the way and hold it. No upper thigh or anything like that. Very vintage. Single bend at the knee, and that's it. That's all you get. That's what you get, brother. All right, let me get his stand on his foot. And he'll go right there. K-bar knife goes on the backpack, it said. Right there. There you go with that. And then we got the gas mask, which goes into the backpack. And I am willing to assume it goes like that, which it does, right in there. And that is a nice, not coming out fit. We got the Law missile launcher, and that has a barbell peg hole. And there's the barbell over here on the side. And I am assuming you want the handle out, and that fits in there. Very nice. I love weapon storage. It's the best. And then we could fit the rocket in there, maybe. Oh, no. We want to fit the extra rockets right here. Barbell hole on the rocket right there. Oop. And I'm throwing the backpack around. And you want to fit it with the rocket sticking upward like that. And then here's the other one. Come on, Billy. There we go. That took very long for me to do that. And then the gas mask, which can go on the head. Let's see how that works. Oh, does it fit? It clips right onto the back of the head. This is clever. I'm assuming it goes like this. And then that pops into the hole, maybe? Hold on a minute. Let me figure this out here. Does it go that way, maybe? No. That is the proper way. It's got to go this way. All right, let's see what we got here. I hate struggling on camera with stuff. So I'll just do this. It really does not. I think I might have got a defective figure because that side likes to go in, but this side has no way to go in. It just kind of sits like that. And it's supposed to be up, I think. See the gap? There's that to point out. So this is probably going to be in the backpack because I'm not a big fan. I'm going to be honest with you. Not a big fan of that. And then we'll put the backpack on his back. And then we'll put the last missile and the rocket launcher, which that does stay. You just got to give it a little bit of a push. Shake test. Does not fall out. And dude, this is so cool because, and this is why I loved G.I. Joe as a kid, is that the weapon storage always made sense. Even if it was like some ridiculous character sometimes, like the Heat Viper. Ridiculous character. Always liked the Heat Viper. Why? Because he was unique and he had full weapon storage. Everything that he came with could fit on the figure. Now, it was ridiculous. The guy had like missiles on his legs, but he looked pretty cool, man, and everything fit nicely. And everything fit nicely on him. Like, look at that. It's perfect. This is why like stuff like G.I. Joe is so fun, because of weapon storage. Like, look at Quick Kick right here. Full weapon storage. You got the nunchucks on the back, the two swords on the sides, the swords that go into the backpack, the knife that goes into the sheath there. Like, he can carry everything almost everything he comes with. He does come with extra hands and stuff, but, you know, that's kind of optional anyway. But my point being is that, yeah, full weapon storage. Hello, Monty. What's up, buddy? Hello. Good evening to you too, sir. We're just kind of hanging out, talking about some Delta 17. I unboxed everybody here. They do have some updated articulation. They are in vintage 1/18 scale type figures with O-rings, in case you're wondering. But yeah, there is the crew that I got. Now, this is not all of the figures. I believe the other figures that are in these waves is like there's Death Sparrow, Thunder Battalion, Okami, Jaguar, Shadow Dragon, Kestrel. I think those are the ones I'm missing. I would like to get Kestrel. Death Sparrow would be cool. Possibly Jaguar. But yeah, that is the whole crew. Like the old school G.I. Joe. Nice. Yeah. Yeah. A little bit added articulation, range of motion, but it's very much on par. And like I said, I'll bring in General Flag. Is Junior here? Junior. There you go. It's in perfect scale with vintage G.I. Joe. And like I said, here's a modern G.I. Joe, and they are taller. The modern G.I. Joes, I mean. As you can see right there. So there you go with that. And then there's a classified. I don't know why you need a scale with a classified, but why not? Because somebody will probably ask. There you go with that. Let me grab, you know what? Let me grab a Joy Toy so you guys can see what they look like with a Joy Toy. All right, there's a Joy Toy figure right there. This might be the last Joy Toy figure I purchased, which I thought he kind of looked like a Steel Brigader, just a little bit with the blue and the khaki. But there you go, side by side. He is taller, and he's not even on a display stand. I'm pretty sure he's thicker and taller than the modern Joe too in the back of Captain Skip. So there's that. Let's get them out of here. Captain Skip dropped his rifle. Jesus. Oh God. So there is the crew, and let me get him out of here. Oh God, he's knocking friggin' Preacher over. Why would you do that to poor Preacher? But his gun didn't fall out, which is nice. Let's see. Lil Monty says it would be interesting if the parts of those can be used on O-ring. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to assume, and you know what people say about assumptions, but I would assume yes, that they would be compatible, because when you look at like areas right here on the legs, how the seam runs down the leg for the mold, and then you look at the same seam on here for this leg for the mold where the thighs attach, it's the same. You look at the legs, very similar. I don't know if they have screws on the back. Let's check here. Whoa. Is there a screw in there? Yes, there is a screw in there. There is a screw. These are probably very compatible with Joe's. So if you wanted to make like a custom Joe, you could. And swap parts or something like that. You could. I love that the gas mask actually fits inside the backpack. These guys are really cool. The troopers. So pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. Yeah, these are a lot of fun, and you get a lot of variety with them. You know, you're getting a troop builder, you're getting a sniper, you're getting the leader, you're getting the comms dude, and you're getting kind of a jack of all trades, master of all with Leonidas. But you're also getting a variation in different stylistically offered designs, which is really, really nice. So you got like camo painted dude, then you've got like almost like Call of Duty guy right here. Then you've got, I almost want to say, like I said, kind of a mix of like Outback meets Trigger meets what's his name from Ghost Recon Wildlands? Nomad meets Rock and Roll meets Alpine. And then over here you've got essentially, you know, I mean, I love snipers. I love snipers. I love paratroopers. I love spotter sniper teams. I wish they would have done that with the 60th anniversary line and made the female come with a male companion in a 2-pack. And you could have had your spotter and your sniper there, and they could have came with the all the accoutrement that you would need for a spotter sniper team. So, but whatever. There you go. There is the whole crew that I got. Woodman says, I agree. It would be cool to arm swap with OG figures for the wrist articulation. Yeah, oh yeah, the wrist articulation alone helps hugely with these figures, and the fact that the hands are malleable. They're a more modern plastic. So there are different plastic from the rest of the body. Like the rest of the body is like a harder plastic, like a vintage Joe. But then when you get to the hands, because they have a swivel, they're allowed to be a different set of plastic, which is a lot more malleable to work with. So it's a really cool scenario. Sorry, I was yawning there. Um, I don't know. They're a lot of fun. These are fun figures. I was kind of worried that they're going to be kind of stiff and kind of look like as much as we love vintage figures, they show their age. They really do when it comes to posing, articulating, stuff like that. They're very, very limited. But just that swivel alone helps. Now, if they had like ankle swivels or pivots, that would be huge. Can make a Snake Eyes 1.75. You could if you wanted to. 1.75. I mean, if you really didn't care too much about the line, you just wanted like, oh, I'll just get one to like customize and paint or swap parts and then paint it for a vintage figure to make like your own ultimate vintage figure, you could do that. Like a Snake Eyes custom would be easy to upgrade the arms. You would just swap the arms out, right? With the Commando Snake Eyes body, paint them black, and then you've got wrist swivel with the Snake Eyes if you wanted to do that. Seems like O-Ring is really trying to make a comeback. I mean, I don't think it truly ever will. I think it's too much of a niche. But there are, like I said, multiple different lines that are coming out that are O-Ring style. I think Hasbro would have to make a huge push for O-Ring for it to really come back. And it would have to be, and this is the thing with O-Ring figures, you have to offer a vintage feel. It's the thing that you need to have nostalgia for. Like I said, resealable cards with the file cards on there, with accessories and stuff like that. But I also feel like it would make so much sense for Hasbro, right? If you're going to do O-Ring figures, don't give us what we already have. Give us all new characters. So when you think about it from a marketing standpoint, right? You could do, okay, we're going to do a short run. We're not going to do a whole series. This is going to be like a new line. We'll do a short run, and we're going to do all new characters, all new made up characters. They're going to have fun backstories. We're going to, actually hire someone on a creative level that's got creative experience with stuff like this, and have them just solely write the file cards and create the characters, right? And then have a design guy, right? That can work with the guy that's working with the file cards and the creative aspect. On top of that, you're doing a short run. So if you do like 2 waves of all new characters, you're then introducing the characters like they were back in the day in O-Ring form first, and then you can do the classified version after. And I'm sure you could do a classified version of Parth Varma. You could do a classified version of, which I would love, which I actually have. I'll show you guys in a second. The Black Major custom of Shadow Tracker. I'm sure a lot of people would love a vintage O-Ring Shadow Tracker. Like we already got the Pursuit of Cobra one. Hell, they could even re-release that one. That's a good seller. You could do an O-ring, which I'll show you what that one is. I think I showed before, but I'll show you. And here is O-ring Shadow Tracker. It's a Black Major custom. These were made by the customizer Black Major. He made a bunch of like Steel Brigaders. I actually have one of his Steel Brigaders. I have like a blue, it's like a blue and gray one. I'd like to get like maybe one or two more of his, because trying to get a Steel Brigader, like an actual Steel Brigader vintage, is damn near impossible. But he comes with like a, what you call it, like a, the Merce that comes with friggin' Beachhead and Snake Eyes, and he comes with a spear gun. So, Woman says, "I'll catch a Rich tomorrow, buddy. Got to run. 4 a.m. comes quick. Have a safe trip. Evening, everyone." You too, buddy. You have a great evening, and thank you for the best wishes with the trip. Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks for, hanging out and modding for me, Woodman. And appreciate you very much, buddy. But yeah, I'll like I said, I'll probably be back in about a week. I'm trying to set up enough videos, at least YouTube shorts, for while I'm gone. I think I've shot enough of them, and they should be scheduled every day or every other day. So you should be at least getting a YouTube short while I'm gone, for that. So, yeah, I think that's going to be it. I might save my DC Multiverse stuff for just the YouTube shorts. It's not too many. I think I got like maybe like 3 or 4 multiverse figures. So, but I'll save those for YouTube shorts. That's fine. That could be, future content, stuff like that. So, but yeah, this was a lot of fun to do. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I don't want to drone on too long. It's been quite a video here. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. This was a lot of fun to just kind of, be relaxed, kind of hang out, no expectations, And thank you to my channel members of Woodman29 and Terry Turner. If you want to become a channel member, the link is going to be in the description box below once the video is uploaded. If you're watching this on playback, it'll be in the description box below. So check that out if you do want to join the Jive Turkey team. If you do not want to do that and you just want to support the channel regardless, you can just simply subscribe. And hit the bell for notifications, stuff like that. Also, hit the like button because it's free to do, and it does help the algorithm know that you want to see more of it. And hopefully it can push my videos back into relevancy, which they, at one point, used to be relevant. And hopefully that'll happen one day. Okay. But anyway. Thank you, Low Monty. I appreciate that. He says, "Thank you, ODC. Good live. Have a nice trip." Thank you very much, bud. Appreciate you. And thanks for popping in, man. It's been quite a while, But yeah, thank you to everybody who tuned in today. Thank you to Woodman. Thank you to AND, as always, brother. Thank you for popping in, bud. I appreciate you. Thank you to Kiwi G.I. Joe Customs and Collection. Thank you very much. And let's see. And Terry Turner, OG, triple OG. Thank you for modding. Thank you for being a member. And thank you for hanging out. And I think that might do it here. And Low Monty. Thank you, Low Monty, for popping in, bud. I appreciate you so much. And it's so great to see you again. So, But I'll draw this to a close. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, kind of a showcase, I guess, slash review of the Delta 17 action figures that I got. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much. And I hope you guys have a great day. Wish me luck. Hopefully I come back safe and sound. And I'll see you guys on the flip side.